Well, this is the start of the second official Magic show with Joe. Coming down from Game Geeks in Iowa City up in the Hall Mall. And tonight, I'm going to have a Fate Reforged draft going on. Hopefully I'll have a couple of guests dropping in here in a little bit. Trying to get a hold of one of them now. And potentially a little bit later on in the evening, we'll be able to get Big Mech as a guest as well. Alright. But yeah, like I said, tonight I'm gonna be doing some Fate Reforged drafting. It's kind of tempting. There's a 64-player draft at 6:30 that I'm considering, but as of right now, I think I'm just gonna do Fate Reforged release draft 84Q. So the Magic Show with Joe. This is sponsored by Game Geeks in Iowa City. Um, Good friend Cody Perko runs the shop, and we sell retro video games and host primarily Smash tournaments, but other fighting games as well. Uh, and we're just kind of a gamer collective down here in the Hall Mall. Have some fun. Try to keep it classy. Alright. And here is the start of the draft. It looks like we're just going to be taking a mob rule. This is an okay pack. There's a couple of decent cards. Orc Sure Shot is reasonable. Grim Contest is pretty good. Gurmag Angler is pretty good. I mean, the lands are always pretty decent, but Mob Rule is a bomb. It's not a top tier bomb, but it's right up there. It's pretty hard to survive a Mob Rule if you have any sort of board presence. And yeah, I mean, Fate Reforged packs are usually pretty easy. There's only a few commons or uncommons you take over most of the rares. And usually it's pretty easy to tell what they are. Ooh, this is a good one though. So I like Humble Defector a lot. I think Humble Defector is really good. But Misfire Adept is one of the top 4 commons in the set, or top 4 uncommons in the set, and yeah, like it's pretty hard to pass it. Otherwise, like this pack is actually really strong. There's a Bathe in Dragonfire. Collateral damage is pretty decent, though I'm usually looking to pick those up in the like 6th to 10th pick range rather than the 1st to 5th pick. Humble Defector, like I said, is really good. Douse and Gloom is good. Right into Being is very strong. So there's a lot of good options here, but I'm just gonna take the Air Elemental. Alright, well, this is a little more interesting. Reality Shift is strong, but I don't think it's gonna be the pick here. Rage Form is decent. I think my pick is between like Reach of Shadows, Right into Being, which I like quite a bit. And I think I'd rather just take a blue card. I mean, Harsh Sustenance is really strong. It's one of the top commons, but it doesn't match up with either of my first 2 picks, and both of these are strong enough that I'd like to play them if I can. I think Right into Being just does what I want the most. Reach of Shadows is definitely a stronger card, but ooh. All right. Well, Shockmaw Dragon's good, but it's a 6-drop. Light Form is very good, and I could actually see this being the correct pick here. Um, but and Collateral Damage again, decent, but not really what I'm looking to first pick or to fourth pick even. Um, I think I'm just gonna take another Right into Being. I like the blue decks in this format. Right into Being goes really well with Mistfire Adept, and it's just a strong card. If you end up with reasonable number of creatures in your deck, it has a very high chance of hitting. Um, like I said, Light Form and Whisper of the Wilds might be slightly stronger cards, but I like being just blue here. Ooh. Okay. So Merciless Executioner is really strong. Windscarred Crag is pretty good. Sandblast is good. Um, but I think I'm just gonna keep with blue. Stay with either Jeskai Sage or Whisk Away. I'm not sure exactly which one's gonna be stronger here. Like I like Jeskai Sage a lot. Whisk Away is my first real removal. Uh, Basically this curves a little better into it. Fits a little better into an aggressive deck. This is probably just a stronger card. I'll take my first removal effect here. Ooh, that's a great sign. Alright, so there's only one blue card in this pack, and it's probably the best blue common. Uh, and not a whole lot else to say on that front. Like, Surveyor is just very, very good and very hard to pass up here. Yeah. There's a bunch of good green and black cards here, though. Like, I guess not a bunch. Kinguard, Einot Guide are both fine. I'm just going to take the Surveyor, though. Not look a gift bird in the mouth. Okay. This pack is interesting. There's 3 options. Cunning Strike, Ethereal Ambush, and Tranquil Cove. Um, I think Ethereal Ambush is by far the strongest card here, but it moves me into a color that I don't really have any particular reason to be, although it's not like it's that hard to splash, and it's just, like I said, a strong card. Um, I do like Cunning Strike, though. I also like Tranquil Cove. Tranquil Cove is very good. I think I'm going to go with Cunning Strike, though. Um, that could be wrong. It could be I'm just supposed to take the land there. Alright, and I think I'm going to take the Einot Guide. I've got a couple of 3-drops already. Einot Guide, if I end up in green, I think it'll be a little bit better than Frontier Mastodon, and I'm not really interested in any of this other junk. I'm not particularly interested in Einot Guide either, but alright. Now of these, well, most of these cards aren't playable. So it's like Feral Krushock or Will of the Naga. As an advantage is fine, but I don't think that's where I would really want to be. I'm just going to go with the Will of the Naga. Seems pretty strong. And okay, well I wield a Right into Being. Right into Being is very solid. It makes any prowess stuff that I end up with pretty good because I've got 3 dudes that are also spells for prowess. So Jeskai Runemark would also be pretty good, but I think Right into Being is just better. Collateral Damage would be a nice pickup as well. Huh. Alright, if I end up Jeskai, Soul Summons will be awesome. And I'm not going to miss a Sultai Skullkeeper. Jeez. Um, I mean, Sky Captain's pretty good. Like, Dismal Backwater could also be pretty good here if I end up in, like, Sultai, but I feel like um, getting that late of reasonable playable is kind of a sign. Plus, like I said, I think I'd prefer to be Jeskai with this start. It's kind of where I'm looking. And then I get a last pick Ethereal Ambush, which is kind of weird. I don't think this card should ever go last pick. Um, Turn abilities? You mean tap abilities? Um, yeah, you can use. I mean, if you can use tap abilities whenever. Um, Basically, you can use anything that you could use at instant speed. You can use in any phase, except for the untap phase. All right, and then there's this pack. Huh. So, I mean, I think Misfire Weaver is pretty clearly the pick here. There's like Arrow Storm, which is pretty good, but I mean, I'm not necessarily red. There's also Glacial Stalker, which is really strong, but I think Misfire Weaver is just a little bit better. Um, yeah, no problem. So I'm gonna go. Yeah, I'm just gonna go with the Misfire Weaver. We'll figure out where we are a little bit later here. Huh. Well, alright, I don't... Like I said, I prefer to be Jeskai here if I can help it. Uh, like I said, I think that's where my cards lend themselves best. And this pack is not that great. There's like a Warname Aspirant. If I end up Sultai, I guess, Alpine Grizzly is fine. It's also fine if I end up Teamer, but I've got a couple of white cards that I wouldn't mind playing. And I do like the blue-red aggressive deck, so I think I'm going to go with the Warname Aspirant here. This pack is difficult. There's a lot of different options, and I don't have a whole lot to tip me one way or the other. This pack, on the other hand, is pretty easy. It's just a straight up heart piercer. There's nothing here at all to compete with that on power level. Dragon's Eye Savants is good. I mean, Swiftwater Cliffs would be a great wheel. I wouldn't mind Smite the Monstrous. Scaldkin is meh. Ride Down, it looks like, is going to be kind of awkward. I'm looking to be very heavily base blue. And I'm not sure what my secondary color is going to be yet, but... okay, well... I will slam this Master the Way. Master the Way is really good. Pretty hard to pass up. So, okay, well this is interesting. I think I take the Frontier Bivouac, because as of right now I really am just blue-red. I've got two white cards that I wouldn't mind playing, but aren't necessarily insane. I have no mana fixing, so I could use the fixing for this, and if I end up seeing any good teamer cards, I'll be really happy that I picked up this Bivouac. And I'm passing up like a Leaping Master or a Glacial Stalker, I guess, for potentially an Alabaster Kieran, but I think I'd probably be taking the Glacial Stalker if I weren't taking the Bivouac. And well, it's a good card. It's not anything to like write home about. Ooh, this is interesting actually though. How many I have pretty few creatures. I have a lot of spells. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven spells that I really want to play. This could be a Goblin Slide deck. I have yet to play Goblin Slide. Um, but I mean, kind of sweet with Right into Being. I'm gonna try it. I'm not really passing up that much. I mean, I'm passing up like a Bring Low or a Blinding Spray or something like that. I'm just gonna go with Goblin Slide. If I pick up another Goblin Slide, this all of a sudden gets insane. Oh. Um. Okay, well, Villainous Wealth is kind of nutty, but I'm pretty far from being able to play that. Tusk Guard Captain, I guess, is the pick here then. I mean, it's just the strongest card. If I end up green, I'll play it and I'll be really happy about it. Yeah, I can see that. I mean, Become Immense would be decent too, but all right. I think I like Summit Prowler here. I don't think I'm going to be playing green. I don't think Tuskguard Captain's gonna make it. But like I said, if I do see the couple other late things, like Archer's Parapet's definitely not enough to make me want to snap that up. Tranquil Cove would be decent. But I think I actually just like Summit Prowler. As of right now, I am just kind of blue-red. Jeez. That's a really late Sultai Charm. And Sultai Ascendancy. It appears that nobody is Sultai this draft. I'm going to take the Charm. I'm pretty far from playing it. But, I mean, I'm not playing anything else there. Alright, well, Roar of Challenge is pretty good. Actually, I don't know if Roar of Challenge is better than Alpine Grizzly here. If I end up in green, probably it means I'm ending a Teamer and okay, I'll take the Alpine Grizzly. And then Canyon Lurkers is, I mean, I think Canyon Lurkers and Longshot Squad. Longshot Squad's a little bit better, but like I said, I'm definitely going to be red, not definitely going to be green. So, none of these are interesting. Alright, well, this draft doesn't have quite the amount of direction that I'm looking for going into the last pack here. But let's see. So like I said, I don't think I want to be green. Huh. Although Pine Walker's pretty good. So I mean I think the pick here is between Pine Walker and Aerostorm. And I think Pine Walker's the better card. But and if I just cut out all of this stuff, 16 playables and just straight blue-red. I mean, there's a couple of cards here that I'm not like thrilled about, but I do like Aerostorm a lot, and yeah, it's just a lot safer to take the Aerostorm there. Hmm. Jeez. Well, this pack is pretty brutal. Um, I mean, Trail of Mystery, if I had like started out going Sultai or whatever, or even just Teamer, like this Trail of Mystery might actually be pretty tempting here, because with triple right into being and an ambush in my board, like Trail of Mystery has the potential to just be insane. As it is, though, I think I'm pretty far from that deck. I think I'm just gonna take the Wind Scout. Act of Treason would be pretty good. But really, that's about it. And there's some really strong cards in this pack, but not a whole lot for me. Jeez. Alright, well. Jeskai Elder is really good. Master of the Way is kind of exactly where I want to be, though. Um. Hmm. This is tough. Jeskai Elder is way better on my curve, but Master of the Way is just a much better card. I've got a bunch of 5-drops already. I'm going to take the 2-drop. This is tough. Um, I don't know. There's also a free Weapon Master and a Glacial Stalker, and potentially a Snowhorn Rider I wouldn't mind wheeling. Um, huh. Alright. Do I have any reason why I want to be white here? Not really. So this Mystic Monastery is fairly tempting. Um, and it's between the Monastery and the Jeskai Wind Scout. Honestly, Wind Scout is pretty good. I've got a bunch of spells to trigger it. And if I'm just straight blue-red, I don't actually need that much fixing. Plus, there's a chance that that one of the lands comes back. Probably the Swiftwater Cliffs, but yeah, I'm just going to take the 3-drop. And then follow that up with a Crippling Chill. I mean, I'm fairly straightforward prowess deck at this point. Okay, well, Warden of the Eye makes me a little sad that I didn't pick up that monastery, but I could still potentially splash white if I see a land. Ooh, Force Away. Excellent pickup. And then the Weapon Master is pretty good. Not a huge fan of Disdainful Stroke, but it's playable. It's not something I'm looking for, but it's definitely something I can play. Hey Cody, how's it going? Oh. Hmm. So I feel like at some point I probably should have taken a land over something, but I'm not exactly sure where. I am not really interested in playing any of these. I'm just going to take this Hooting Mandrills away from somebody. Uh, that's potentially splashable at least. Hmm. Waiting for Pongo to get here, hopefully. Ern was playing a tournament of his own. Huh. I'm just gonna grab Rush of Battle. Alright, well, I've got a couple options here. This is... Oh, you had a Brimaz online? Huh. Well, let's see. What are my options as for how to build this? I mean, I could splash green for basically Ethereal Ambush. That doesn't seem that good. I could splash white for like Warden of the Eye and a free Weapon Master. That seems a little bit better, but I have no fixing for it. Think this is a 17 or an 18 land deck. Yeah, no, he's playing something online. I don't know what exactly, but all right. I think Goblin Slide seems kind of sweet here. And I'm aggressive enough that I like Will of the Naga. If I had anything else in my board to play over this Weapon Master, I would. As is, I guess I could potentially... Hmm. I've got no green morphs, so I've got nothing with like upside. Let's see. So I could just play this with like a single planes for the Weapon Master. It seems kind of loose. Otherwise, I could also splash the Warden of the Eye, run like 3 planes, and then cut, I don't know, maybe Will of the Naga, maybe Goblin Slide. Huh. 23. So this is 17 lands as is. And Fire Weaver. Alright, so I'm a little light on creatures. Not terribly light. These 3 right into beings are all 3-drops. I don't really want to play the Weapon Master without any planes, so I'd probably play a single planes as is. I don't have any other white cards that I want to splash except for potentially Warden of the Eye. And I've got straight 0 fixing for it. So it makes my mana a lot worse if I want to play the Warden. And this deck is pretty aggressive, so I don't think I can really afford to do that. Alright, no. Guess this is it. I don't really want to go up to 18 lands. 8, 14, so 15. Oh, so I need one more. I think this is right. I have a lot more blue cards than red cards. Actually, I think I want this. All my blue is single blue, pretty much. Alright. Well, here's here's hoping for something good to happen. Um, Hey Cody, how does the sound, or how's the sound going? I wasn't sure. That it looked like there was a lot of um, static sound on the settings, but I haven't had a good chance to like check it out objectively. And everybody that just joined. This is the Magic Show with Joe, um, and I'm Joe. I'm sponsored by Game Geeks down in Iowa City, in the Ped Mall for all your retro gaming needs. We sell pretty much everything, from 3DO to Nintendo. And we also host Smash Brothers tournaments, and as well as other fighting game tournaments. Well, if you're ever down in Iowa City, come check us out. We're pretty easy to find. We're up in the Ped Mall in downtown Iowa City, right next to the film scene. Hopefully, I'm going to be navigating this brew to um, brew to a 3-0 finish. I don't know. It's not the best deck I've ever drafted by any stretch, but I've got some powerful cards, and um, I've got a plan, which is to play creatures and then play spells. So one of the things that I'm always looking for a way to do in this format is how to break open a stalled game. This deck shouldn't have too many problems with stalled games. I've got a bunch of flyers, um, and a mob rule, and also a Will of the Naga, which can break through a game pretty brutally. It's a little awkward that I have to just play a plains for this weapon master, but I don't know. I passed up a couple of different opportunities at white lands, which um, I don't think they were necessarily wrong picks. One was a Wind Scout over a monastery, a Mystic Monastery, which, I mean, Jeskai Wind Scout is very good in this deck, and at that time I wasn't entirely certain that I was going to be playing even a single white card. And then there were a couple of picks in the first pack where I had the option at either a Tranquil Cove um, or the red white gain land, and I don't know. I took very playable cards over them both times. They were both fairly early on in the pack, and I knew fairly early on that I wanted to be kind of blue-red aggressive. Guess we'll see how it all turns out here. Didn't open anything worth money, so I guess gotta win this to get my value back. Alright, this isn't a great hand, but honestly, it's pretty good if I hit a land in my first couple of draw steps. I'm gonna keep this. A little bit of risk, but honestly, if I succeed, this hand is great. Um, oh wow. Okay, well, now I just need to draw some lands. If I just draw lands, I'm in fantastic shape. I've only got one comes into play tapped land, so ugh. That's pretty bad, but it's not the worst that could happen. If I miss the next land drop, I'm going to be in a little bit of trouble, but I don't think this hand was a mulligan. Okay. This is fine then. So hopefully I draw another land next turn. Then I just get to attack and Heart Piercer the morph, or depending on what he plays. And then I'll be in pretty fantastic position. If he kills my Wind Scout, I'll be a little sad, but I've got another. Let's see what he does. Okay, No, that's not great for me, but I think my play is pretty easy here. Man, if I'd just drawn this land a turn earlier, I'd have another Wind Scout in play. I'd be in fantastic position. As is, I'm definitely not in a terrible position here. Oh, geez, a Hooded Hydra. I am really glad that that did not get to flip. Alright, well, I'll take a little bit of damage here. Hopefully I draw land. Can kill pretty much anything he plays with a Master of the Way. Ugh. That is not what I wanted to see. Alright, so this life linker is pretty obnoxious. Uh, Would love to land. As is, I guess I probably just have to play a Wind Scout. Attack for 2. And then probably trade my Heart Piercer for this Hate Blade. And it's not like a fantastic trade for me, but if I'm going to be taking 6, ugh, this is not exactly where I want to be. Alright, snap block. So at least take away lifelink from this thing. And hopefully he's just not doing much else. Oops. Bit of revelation. Okay. No, that's not really what I want to see, but not the end of the world. So if I hit a land here, I'm actually in pretty fantastic shape. If I don't hit a land, I probably just die. Oh no. Um. Well. I guess I just Canyon Lurkers and attack with both of the Wind Scouts. I really needed to hit another land here. Guess maybe I should be playing 18. I don't know. I've got a pretty reasonable curve. Oh well, at least he's not lifelinking me. I just take this. Hopefully he doesn't have like an Awaken the Bear or something. I am in a lot of trouble though. An island would be a pretty fantastic draw. I mean, no matter what, I'm probably gonna have to be chumping. Temur Charger, eh? Alright, well, Disowned Ancestor at least doesn't really do anything. Plays another thing. I'm in a lot of trouble. Okay, Andamorph. Yeah, that's probably just going to be about game. Um, hmm. I guess that does do something. That gives this lifelink. Makes it a little harder to race. Huh. So I have a couple of basic options here. I'm gonna have to chump this, block this. Guess I probably want to play a surveyor. And I think I have to bounce. I think it's better to bounce this, right? Um, yeah. And then I probably want to attack with at least one of these guys. So I'm going to have to block with the other one. I don't know. It seems pretty unlikely that I'm going to be winning this game. I needed to draw land, either my third land a turn earlier or my fifth land a couple of turns earlier. Okay, yeah, so he attacks with all of this. I block here, here, here. Hopefully that morph is nothing good. Yeah, I got a lot of spells. I have um, three of the manifest blue spell, the 2 and a blue. Plus, I haven't gotten a chance to play it, and I wanted to try it out. Oh, well, that's pretty bad for me. I think my best out here. God, I don't think I can win this game. Let's see. So I have to kill this and chump this. So I guess the best way to do that is Master the Way. But this is not not really where I want to be. Especially because I know he has the 3/3 in hand. Yeah, well I just got stuck on 2 mana for a turn. I kept a 2-lander. That uh, that had 2 Wind Scouts in it, and then a couple of these, and didn't hit my third. I hit my third land a turn late, and then I got stuck on 4 land for a while. When if I'd ever hit a 5th land, I would have been able to start playing the spells in my hand that were doing Absolutely nothing. Hmm. Scale Guard is a pretty good card to have in your deck, though. If you're only gonna have one good card in your deck, might as well have the Mythic Uncommon. um, this Danville Stroke actually seems kind of decent here. He has a bunch of stuff that I need to deal with one way or another. Probably cut something expensive. um, could be Cunning Strike. Could be Will of the Naga. I have no fixing for Warden. I'm literally only playing the planes because of the free weapon master. I didn't have a good 20 or a good card to play besides the weapon master. I mean, listen, Warden of the Eye is the thing is with if I play the Warden, I have to put in at least two more white sources. I'm not super happy to do that. So let's see. So it's Will of the Naga or Cunning Strike, I think, are the cuts here. We'll go with Will of the Naga. Yeah, I had a chance at a monastery, but I passed it over for a Wind Scout. At the time, I didn't have any white spells that I was going to play. Honestly, and having the Wind Scout, I think, is probably better for me anyways. Ugh. This is really not what I want to see. I don't know. Well, what do you think, Aaron? I mean, this is pretty borderline. If I hit a mountain at any point in the first few turns, it's not terrible. Yeah, I'm gonna do another one. I might take a break for a little bit, but I'm definitely gonna be playing at least one more draft tonight. Uh, I'm gonna mulligan. Huh. I don't understand why that. Well, okay. Well, this hand is terrible, but I think it's better than a mold of 5. Um. All right. Well, at least that's a card. Yeah. No, definitely better than getting stuck on 2 lands. Yeah, well, that's actually a card though. I mean, it's not doing anything yet, but hmm. All right, take some damage. Probably get skull fucked or whatever that guy is. Oh, Horde Chief. Oh, just a morph. Okay, that's a lot better than all of those other options. Um, I think I want to play this because I can discard a mountain if I get Skull Huntered. Alright. Well, this isn't the worst. It's not the best, but not the worst. Hmm. The Disowned Ancestor is kind of obnoxious. Oh, really? That's kind of gross. It's not what I want to see. Alright. Well, what did he reveal? Take up arms? Well, at least that's a target for Disdainful Stroke. Are you still considering coming down here and joining me for a draft, Aaron? Ugh. Okay. Well, definitely not where I want to be, but I don't know, maybe he'll attack into my guy. Well, if he does, he probably has whatever he needs to wreck me. Yeah, Pongo might be down here in a little bit too. We can do a big old group Twitch draft. They said Pongo might be showing up in a little bit. As of right now, nobody else is here. Alright, well, hopefully I don't get blown the fuck out. White, blue, red, red. One. Okay, good. Alright, well. So he's just prepared to take 4 here. Which I guess is fine. Um, and then hopefully he's planning on pumping this up to like a 3-6 and then getting it into combat with this Weapon Master so I can whisk it away and cost him a bunch of turns. Alright, and then hopefully this isn't anything too big of a deal. Oh, well that's not bad. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. So I don't have enough to do all 3 of these. Probably don't really want to attack into this. So I think I just write into being here. Alright, I'll manifest this. Leave this on top. And then I probably just Disdainful Stroke his take up arms. Yeah. Get out of here. Hopefully this isn't anything too absurd. Sagu Archer. Okay, well, that's annoying, but not the worst. Alright, and then definitely... Hmm. Because I can attack with this thing and then force away my own Heart Piercer to kill his archer. That actually seems pretty good. Seems better than forcing away his archer and attacking with both. I don't have any particular reason to loot here. I feel like Whisk Away is probably going to be pretty much better than any other card I could draw. And just kill the archer. Alright, well, not exactly where I want to be. But, okay, well, pretty happy that he's attacking with that at least. Six, Gurmag Angler. Excellent. Alright, well... Alright. Here's Goblin Slide. Hopefully... I'm trying to think of what I can even do here that gets me particular value. I mean, I don't really just want to attack with both of my guys. That doesn't seem like it gets me far enough. So I think I just sit back and block. Like I said, I do definitely want to whisk away this disowned ancestor if possible. That's the ideal target for it, although Gurmag Angler is pretty reasonable as well. Alright, Which one's actually better? This one isn't nearly as good when he replays it next turn, so I think this is what I want to do. Alright. And then... I'm gonna have to deal with it eventually. As long as he doesn't have a combat trick. If he has a combat trick, I get blown out. But if he has a combat trick, it's probably gonna blow me out at some point anyways. Alright. That is acceptable. Oh, hey. Cunning Strike's pretty good. Alright. I'm gonna go for the potential blowout, but I'm trying to think actually. What morph could he have that doesn't survive this? I think I can actually just sit back and wait because I'm not really getting in for that much damage by attacking. I guess I just attack with the hate blade, or not with the hate blade, with this. Okay, well, I mean, that increases the probability that Cunning Strike kills his morph. Well, I guess I'll try it. He didn't want to flip it. What was it? Oh, Ponyback Brigade? Jeez. Alright. Well, I guess I just swing with everything. Not a whole lot to lose here. Probably, I don't know if he even wants to trade the hate blade for the, yeah. Probably just takes a couple damage. Okay. No, that is a perfectly acceptable trade too, so. Alright, because that makes my canyon lurkers a lot better. One, two, three. And I'll hold a land. Alright, well, hopefully he just draws a land. Okay, well, if he's gonna outlast, if he doesn't have anything else, oh, well, he has something else. Alright, if I draw any sort of disruption that deals with the mandrills, however, which that is not, I say just attack with everything. It's probably priced into blocking the morph. Or I guess not. That's cool. That opens him up to just dying to Aerostorm as well. Like that definitely greatly increases my potential outs here. Although that is not one of them. Okay, well, he has to block Canyon Lurkers. So I think I just attack with everything. Canyon Lurkers is going to trade for one of his guys. Jeskai Elder either gets eaten by the mandrills and he loses his disowned ancestor. No, yeah, no, he basically is priced into blocking the mandrills with the lurkers. He either eats one of these or okay. So yeah. If he has a trick in hand, then this could be bad, but if he doesn't, like I said, he's basically forced to block there. He's gonna eat a goblin, or not? Okay. So he's just gonna let me loot. Or he's not gonna let me loot, and he's just not gonna eat any goblins either. Which is fine. I am more than happy to do that. Okay, well, I thought I was just gonna lose this game, but ugh. No, that's not what I want to see. All right. Well, I have to hit something here. I mean, Summer Prowler's all right. I mean, almost all of the spells in my deck are lethal if I draw them, and he's not, just straight up killing me particularly easily. Oh, and he disconnects. I assume he'll be back briefly. Huh. Two, four. And drawn about half my land. So my odds on land are still about the same as when I started. Trying to think. See the Unwritten would be pretty good. I got any number of good draws here. Like I said, basically any of my interactive spells are lethal. Between actually doing something, prowessing, and goblin sliding. It's not terribly close to just killing me. Oh, right into being. What did I say? Oh, see the Unwritten? Yeah, see the Unwritten's the big green spell, isn't it? Alright. Well. Yeah. Hopefully he's just got lands. Oh, he's attacking, eh? Uh, and I don't think I block. I feel like double blocking here is kind of a recipe for disaster. So I think I just take this. Feral Krushock, eh? Sure. Mob Rule will do it. That is a pretty good draw. Unless he has Winds of Calcisma or whatever. I guess I probably should have just kept my goblins back in case. Alright, what do I want then? This is. I mean, I kind of would like Will of the Naga. Will of the Naga seems pretty good. Or yeah, I mean, I'll wait until you get here to start another draft if this goes south. Hopefully it doesn't. Hopefully I get there with this deck.